Hello everyone, it's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. We're in chapter 3 of Kuroba's route, and last episode we learned a little bit more about haku, namely how it is treated. They just kind of threw a name out like ne, like N-E. I don't think it's neon. I double checked, like, is it? Yeah, it's neon on the periodic table. But yeah, I don't think they don't treat haku patients with neon. It sounds like they probably treat them with black show to treat haku, but then as like a downside, like they also change their color characteristics to black, which means they have to make a choice. Like like we have. For example, we had the yellow noble. Like, does he want to stop being a yellow noble and become of the black just so he can live? I guess it's a hard decision for these people who place so much value on color, like color or your life. All right, so let's learn more about this. We have the chapter's called. I'm gonna butcher this name again. Tokijikutan ne. Alright, Byakuya. What I heard yesterday is still bothering me. Maybe I can ask Akaza and Kuroba about it before I head to Yomi. I'm not gonna run in the corridor today. I'm not gonna get yelled at by Akaza. Good day, Mr. Director. Do you have a moment? Come in. Sounds like he's in a bad mood. Maybe I came at the wrong time. No, I didn't notice. I gave him the same accent. Same serious Russian accent. Oh, having a meeting. Uh-oh. Is this about a patient? I froze the moment I stepped inside. The mood in the air and both their expressions were very grave. I'm sorry. Should I come back later? You're more than welcome here. What's up? Did you come up with another good idea? Oh no, like another delivery service. More work for them. I shook my head slightly. I actually heard something odd at the manor, so I was hoping I could discuss it with you two. At the manor? Is there a problem? I don't think so, but late last night a messenger came to Doma. I heard him say that someone would rather die than be painted in black. Oh. Akaza's gonna be sad for his friend. Aw. Oh, this time it was definitely my fault. I can immediately tell the mood went from bad to worse. I had never seen these two like this before. Kuroba, I have something to do, so I'm heading out. Oh, are you gonna make him explain it? Huh? He just, like, doesn't want to. I must have something wrong. Akaza's just being kind. He left for my sake. Oh, now I feel like this is... Were you a haku patient? Now you're gonna make me think you're of the yellow, because you also have, like, yellow clothes on. Like, and you have yellow eyes. Is this, like, what the example is gonna be? What do you mean? Akaza's sudden departure and Kuroba's warm smile weren't connecting. Now that you're here, let the good Dr. Kuroba teach you a lesson. I felt I had gotten myself into trouble, but I wasn't in a position to politely decline. He took a blank piece of paper from the top of Akaza's desk. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna butcher this again. Tokijikutan. Alright, what does the glossary entry say? A medicine used to treat haku that proves effective 50% of the time it is administered. Well, it's better than dying 100% of the time. Haku has been researched for quite a while, resulting in a medicine called Tokijikutan. It has a cure rate of about 50%. So, it's like a coin toss. What's the alternative? Like, what's the survival rate otherwise? Now, another medicine called Tokijikutan was developed with a cure rate of 90%. Oh, okay, that's the one that probably paints you black. Tokijikutan, a new medicine developed to treat haku that proves effective 90% of the time, though it darkens the patient's hair and skin as a side effect. Many who are afflicted with haku refuse it on this basis. rather keep beauty than yeah, they're trading away their beauty for their life. Nah, that must be what they were talking about last night. How wonderful that such a cure was developed. That nah is made using blood from those of the black class. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was like a show crystal, but I guess I don't need. I mean, if it was a show crystal, someone would need to die for that, right? So it's made out of their blood. While it boasts a higher cure rate, it's very likely to change the color of the person's skin, hair, and eyes to black. Ah. For example, if you were to take the medicine, your white hair would turn completely black. Or maybe we can do something else to turn it black. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Gasp. That's something the higher color classes can't risk, so I'm not surprised they'd rather die than change their color traits. To them, the black of darkness is an omen of bad luck. Couldn't tell if Kuroba was joking. He was smiling as usual, but that made it even more painful to hear his words. They'd rather die than have their color changed? I didn't know the black class was so despised on this island. She was of the yellow, but her color traits changed from disease. Oh no, was she? And then she chose the Tokijikutan, and she changed to black, and they just threw her in Yomi. Like, wow, okay. Wait, maybe Masuhana's friend was... I needed to muster a great deal of courage to ask what was on my mind. But now that we were on this delicate subject, I should educate myself while I had the chance. Do you mind if I ask you a question? You know Masuhana from Yomi, right? She mentioned her friend's color traits changed from disease. You mean Yusugi, right? She took Ne to survive, but in the end her beautiful golden hair turned black. Aw, no. I see. The changes to black traits vary from person to person, but that doesn't make her ugly. For example, some show the color only along their legs, which in that case they just need to wear clothes to cover up, so they can get away with it. But in the case it was her hair, which can't be covered so easily. I don't know whether Yusugi's parents pushed her to take Ne or if she volunteered to take it herself. She wanted to live. I saw her once and it wasn't something she could cover up with hair powder or dye. But she had beautiful black hair, if I do say so myself. And now she lost her yellow ribbon, which many would die for, and lives in Yomi in the black class, forever to be scorned upon by others. That's terrible. Like, she just wanted to live. While I'm at it, do you know the reason why you never see any of the black class on the surface? Oh wait, you haven't really been around the island much. Guess it wouldn't have dawned on you yet. I braced myself, sensing I was about to hear something upsetting. The reason is because everyone looks down on them as hideous and evil. So the only place they could find any peace was in Yomi. And so you won't ever find a black district up here on the surface, but they provide the treatment, like they have to get the black blood from somewhere, right? So, they allow other people to live and, resist the disease, but they're despised because of it. That's not fair. I was abandoned as a child and raised in the orphanage in Yomi. I only learned about this when I grew up. Okay, were you, originally of the black then? You weren't a patient? I couldn't help but gasp. Abandoned? Yusuga and I were raised here in Yomi, so we're always suspicious of other people. That's so horrible. That young boy, Hairi, also mentioned that he didn't have any parents. I'm so sorry. Why are you apologizing? I didn't know what I was asking. I'm sorry for bringing it up to you. It doesn't bother me one bit. After bowing my head to him in apology, an odd sense of irritation began to bubble up inside me. Irritation towards my lack of knowledge, and irritation towards the discrimination of the black class. What I said isn't written in the books or taught at university. Like I said before, no one wants to talk about the black class. When they would need to talk about it anyway in university if it's like part of treatments. Everyone turns a blind eye to topics about the black or haku. Rather, they think it has nothing to do with them. I can't believe them! Unable to hold myself back, I blurted it out without thinking. You're sweet. Oh. He suddenly patted me on my head. I could feel his hand through my cap. I'm happy to know that you're on our side. Our side? Guys and gals who can't turn a blind eye to it. People who want to change things. Let's say you learned something. You begin to feel unsatisfied with the status quo. Now you're looking to learn even more to change things. Plenty of stuff to be irate about, right? I gave a light nod. I know it sounds strange, but I feel better seeing someone like you get upset about it. Huh? I'm glad you got to hear the story of the black class. I have a feeling that this was Akaza's intention all along. So don't feel sorry or anything. Just accept the facts and expand your knowledge. I'll do that. I was talking to Akaza earlier about the yellow noble who contracted haku. They requested an effective medicine without the side effects. I mean, you can't have both. You get the coin toss, or you get the one that's 90% effective. So that's why they're in a bad mood earlier. They're asking for the world here. As if I could develop it, right? There he goes again. His words had a hint of self-contempt. Like there's already like a 90% cure, but they refuse it. But now that I learned what it meant to be a member of the black class, I can see why. If he doesn't want to risk changing his color traits to black, then he can just take his chances with the old Tokijikutan. Then again, it doesn't guarantee full recovery. The longer they delay treatment, the more his body will be lost. The longer he takes to decide, the closer he'll be to death. Those nobles of the yellow are so stuck up with the pride and color class that they'd rather die than end up in the black class. Did he feel hatred towards them? I mean, if they're gonna be that prideful about it, maybe they don't want them in the black class. They're just gonna be all uptight about it. Like maybe they should make changes so like all the color classes are happy. Whereas those who oppress the black class. Let's see. Correct choice is you shouldn't say that. It's gonna sound like I'm reprimanding Kuroba, but you shouldn't say things like that. I couldn't just ignore what he was saying. I wasn't in a position to lecture him, but I couldn't stand seeing him frown like that. I'm only stating facts. Or are you gonna support Lord Dome of the Yellow since he's your guardian? That's not what I meant. But thank you for telling me so many things today. I'll be going to Yomi to check the mail now. I feel like that was the wrong answer. You didn't like that. Hey, wait. people would rather die than have their color traits turn black. I don't want to blame anyone, but I hate people who think like that. I let out a deep sigh and adjusted my cap. Suddenly, Kuroba came running towards me. Sorry about earlier. I made you uncomfortable. It's alright. Yeah, but I did the same thing yesterday, too. You only came here to see us, but I dragged you into my mess. I'm really sorry for making you uncomfortable 2 days in a row. He bowed so deeply I couldn't think of the right words to say to him. Since I started it, let me tell you what I really feel. I told you some would rather die than change. Well, to be entirely honest, I hate people who don't treat life with respect. As a doctor, yeah, you should. Maybe it's because of my profession, but I think life is always better than death. Yeah, it's all over once you die. Well, sure, life comes with suffering, but even so, we experience it because we're alive. But some don't see things that way. Knowing that just frustrates me somehow. I know he's like probably doing all he can to live life like from the bottom, and now just seeing people at the top like just disregard it so easily. It's like, what have I been fighting for? Like, why have I been trying to live so hard? Like, well, you guys have it easy. More than a surprise, I felt joy. I was so moved that I wanted to take both of his hands in mine. I'm sure the children are in safe hands if that's how he sees things. As a doctor, he saw life as precious and worked every day to protect the people. Sometimes he was kind, other times he was strict. You know, some folks see black as the source of all evil, so they probably don't want me to cheer them on. I gave a kind but bitter smile. I could let that last disparaging remark go. After all, I could understand his intentions now. I think it's better to be alive too. You can't do much living when you're dead. Listen carefully and promise me. Promise me that you'll find your true love and live as happily as your mother has. I just know the other half of your soul is out there, somewhere in this world. Mother. Anyway, I'm glad I learned something today. I learned something new today. Not even my teachers, my governess, or Doma told me anything about what you taught me today. I'll try to do my own research and study what I can, but if there's anything else you wouldn't mind sharing, then please let me know. That's a great attitude to have. You're more positive than you look. Excuse me. I'm always trying to stay positive, even though there are some things at the back of my mind. But I can't run at full speed if I'm always looking behind me, right? Heh. You really are surprising. I guess your hair isn't the only thing that's pure. What do you mean? You're smart, self-reliant, and have no prejudices against me or the black color class. Which is surprising, since I assume you'd be taught to look down on the lower color classes after living under the yellow's care. Like, we do know Doma doesn't like the color class system, even though he's not very upfront about it. I told you before that I rarely ever talked to Doma, and I almost never went outside of the manor. Guess being reclusive's actually helped you, though it helped me most of all. Huh? Not being able to run at full speed while looking behind you is a great quote. I'll have to write that one down. Well, good luck on finding your husband. He doesn't see himself as a candidate. Huh? Oh, thank you. Good luck on finding my husband. I felt as if I'd been floating gently in the air, then someone dragged me down to the ground. Yeah, it's like, Oh no, her hopes. She's been subconsciously hoping that he's gonna like that Kuroba is gonna be a candidate, but yeah, even he doesn't think he's probably worthy of being a candidate. I can't seem to keep a hold of my emotions lately. I have to stay calm. I looked towards the door of the Kotowari and watched as his white lab coat slipped back inside. He's a good person, right? I think he's a good person. Hi, Riku! I haven't seen you in ages! Ah. Good day, Riku. Another beautiful day, isn't it? I have to remember your voice. Good day. I'm glad to see you all well. I know this sounds sudden, but have you encountered any trouble down in Yomi? Everything is fine. You really worry too much about me. A cause of the Kotowari is simply being too lax. We cannot risk having you get into any trouble. I guess that's his way of worrying about me. I appreciate the thought, but I'm gonna continue my deliveries regardless. I'll make sure to be cautious so as to not cause you any problems. Don't get in any carriages, okay, Byakuya? Any unknown carriages, unmarked carriages. Do you really understand what cautious means? Of course I do. I wouldn't just say it on a whim. Now will you please let me through? So she understands? Oh, we're going to see Tsukuyomi. We can talk about haku.
I am surprised to see you here. Has something happened?
I didn't have any letters to deliver, so I just stopped by to see how you were doing. Also, you shouldn't be surprised since you don't have a guard between here and the bathhouse, and you have no doorbell.
Now that you mention it, I have never worried about who would come and visit.
Hopefully you don't have, like, any unscrupulous visitors. I guess Yosoga would keep him out. Tsukuyomi served me a cup of Iroha flower tea with a smile on his face. Let me guess, you were making another doll just like Camellia, right? I saw a partially made wooden arm on his work desk nearby. Even though I knew it wasn't a real arm, the sight of it was eerie. Tsukuyomi really managed to make it look so real.
No, that is simply a prosthetic arm. It'll be used in place of a person's arm lost to haku.
Oh!
I have not made many of them recently, as the advancement of medicine has helped to cure the ailment. Though it is what I began building them for.
I looked at the prosthetic arm again. Hearing his explanation mitigated the eeriness I felt toward it earlier. I took a sip of tea before asking him something. Some say they'd rather die than turn their color traits to black. What are your thoughts on it, Tsukuyomi? Someone in the yellow said that recently after being infected with haku. I heard that there's a medicine called Tokijikutan, but apparently it also brings about the change in color.
You mean the potion made from black blood, preferring death over being dyed black? I have heard some humans express such a thought. That is their choice. If that is what they choose, there is nothing for me to say or do for them.
Even after making prosthetic arms like that one? He's making them for the living, or I guess that there's some people who choose the lesser effective medicine and then end up needing the prosthetic, though.
I make them for those who seek life even after losing their limbs.
I guess it just means everyone is different. I guess it would be kind of like a form of body dysmorphia if, like, suddenly your color class traits changed.
It would be rather boring if they were all the same.
Alright, right choices. I wish everyone chose life. I know I'm just being meddlesome, but I wish everyone chose life over death.
My dear child, that wish of yours is also a matter of choice.
I suppose. I wish, like, her mother and the women of the White chose life as well, but they rather sacrifice that for their dignity.
Tokijikutan ne. That is the name of the medicine to cure haku. But do you know how it earned its name?
There's a meaning behind it. I did think it was an unusual name. Tokyo Mushi flew by and landed on my hair.
Tokijiku no Kagu no Konomi. The elixir of immortality in the old lore. It was named after a prayer to conquer a devastating scourge.
I can see why they named it that then.
Such a beautiful name. But the ne refers to the hideous black mud found deep beneath dead waters. They named the medicine after hope, then followed it with something despicable. Humans are incomprehensible.
What a horrible name to use for a medicine.
So, how's your search faring?
Huh? Well, where did that come from? I know we're more concerned about medicine than husbands. We're getting distracted. We're getting distracted by the doctor man.
I'm worried about you. Worried that the precious blood of Tenngu Island will be lost.
I haven't found the right person yet, but don't worry. I won't ever let the white bloodline disappear. I will find a good husband. Now, if you'll excuse me. Oh, and thank you for the tea. Why did I run away from him like that? You want to admit that you're getting distracted? My shoulders slumped as I gazed at the Shirimizu spring. I haven't forgotten about looking for a husband. It was true that I had put aside the search somewhat. I think you found something more interesting than just randomly stabbing in the dark for a man. You already found a man. Not to say that I was tired of it or anything. Maybe I should head to the plaza and just sit on that bench again. Oh, did I miss a dialogue box? No. Tanji of the Red suddenly came to mind. I know looking for a husband is important, but delivering letters is also important. Are we gonna shove the letter in his face? Take it! It's from your son. With a solid excuse, I decided to go to the Red District instead. Tanji, I don't know what voice I gave you. Just for a generic voice. I'm so sorry to have you continue coming all this way. There's no need to apologize. I'd just be happy if you took this letter. Just take it. It's like the postman from Wind Waker. It's like, I just need you to take this letter and just acknowledge I was here. That I cannot do. As I mentioned before, the person who wrote that is dead to me. The dead cannot write letters. That thing in Yomi is no longer my son. I do not wish for you to waste your time, so allow me to tear up the letter from the dead. Tanji tried to take the letter from my hand. No! I won't let you have it if that's your plan. I also won't return it to your son. But Lady Olympia, Maybe he wants to read it. Just recite it out loud. Despite his harsh words, I could see that he was thoroughly distraught. Please take some time to think about it while I hold on to this letter. I will not read it. I will not. Regardless, I will take this back with me for now. Please excuse me. Well, there goes another day of not finding any good candidates. I like this song. This song's kind of fun. Why was I having such a hard time looking for a husband? It was probably because of a certain person who kept coming to mind. You already found him. And there I go again. I felt my cheeks getting hot, but it felt good against the cool breeze blowing in the sunset. Just as I held down my cap against the wind. Oh, hi, Tokisada. Good evening, sis. Alone today? Are you waiting for someone? I feel bad. We just wooed you not so long ago. Yes. Tokisada walked up to me from behind, waving as he did so. I'm just taking a walk, that's all. You know, checking to see if anything washed ashore. Do some nice things drift ashore here? All I've ever found were seashells. Maybe you'll find a sword or something. I found a bottle with a letter in it right here. A letter? That's really nice. Oh, by the way, is it true you're engaged to Nagusa of the Jade? Another rumor that he just like wholeheartedly just believes. Huh? Absolutely not. That's a complete lie. I thought as much. It did come out of the blue. You can't imagine how troublesome it is to hear that from everyone. That's how interested we all are in who you're gonna take as your husband. I tried my best to laugh about it. You know, there's actually been some talk of marriage for me too. We saw, oh, baby boy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm 17 years old, so I'm still not ready to marry. But I figure if the one they're recommending is Olympia, then why not? Oh my. It suddenly becomes Tokisada's route. How about it? We both like mint chocolate. Oh right, let's get married, right? we like that thing. Tokisada? We can get married and enjoy a hot bath and loads of mint chocolate ice cream all day long. What a childish viewpoint. Wait just a moment. I do like mint chocolate, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to get married. Wait a second. Are you just teasing me? Come on, I wouldn't do that. Oh, he's pouting. You know I drifted here alone as an outsider, right? There aren't many people on the island I can call a friend. You're about the only real female friend I have. Aw. Yeah, it's like, you did say start with making friends. If I'm gonna get married, I'd rather be with someone I can get along with. Yeah, you don't want to, like, punch him in the face and go to Yomi. There was an air of loneliness around him. His eyes seemed to say that he wasn't trying to seduce me. Rather, they were pleading to me. Just please be my friend. I suppose his concern is something you can't discuss with Tsukuyomi or Lord Jigen. But still, that doesn't mean... I appreciate your sharing your feelings with me, but... mint chocolate really isn't enough to justify marriage. I mean, you had soda and you're just like, oh, I have feelings. And it's not as though, you know... not as though we know each other very well yet. Then, should we date first? Huh? Yeah, that's what you do, you date. So we can get to know each other better. Now hold on a second. Aren't dates supposed to happen after you get to know someone first? No, you do that to... I mean, it depends how deeply you want to get into the date, but, like, you can just date to get to know someone. No, they're how you get to know someone, right? Like, you're not all friends from the get-go, are we? A revelation. guess Tokisada does have a point, but really? A date? Yeah, how you get to know someone with the intention of, like, being a couple or getting married. Well, to be entirely honest, I hate people who don't treat life with respect. Now we just like, oh, we want to go out with Kuroba on a date. Of all times, I'm thinking of him again. Let's ask him on a date, see what he says. He'll probably, like, get flustered and be like, wait, I know I've been teasing you about this, but I didn't really mean... The image of him returned quite vividly to mind. I tried to shake the thought out of my head. I'm sorry, Tokisada. You're a very special friend to me, but I'll have to decline your offer. It's a no after all? Oh, too bad for me. I'll give up gracefully. But I really wasn't teasing you at all. Aw, we shot him down. It's true, I don't know how many people here on the island, so... Or I don't know many people here on the island. So here's to hoping that we'll still be friends. He gave a deep bow. Of course! Great friends, we eat mint chocolate together. I'm sure we'll be friends for a very long time. Rip, we got friend zone Tokisada. Don't worry, in a different timeline. Like, we got married. Alright, back to the mana. What to do? Tokisada thought that rumor about me and Nagusa was real too. At this rate, it may actually become reality. Gotta date someone else fast. I need to find someone as soon as possible. You're just gonna run over to Kuroba, aren't you? Oh, hi Fugu.
Is there anyone you like, Hime?
Daifuku looked up at me with a concerned expression. It was probably because he saw me sighing. I should have learned more from my governess about what it means to find a husband. You know what makes a good husband?
Where's this governess you speak of?
She taught me everything I know about manners and customs, but she passed away. Oh, you have no one to teach you that.
I see.
What am I saying? I don't have the time to be sighing. I should just do what I can to find a good husband with what I know already. His face came to mind again. No, absolutely not. You can't be the husband I'm looking for. Do it, you coward. Ask him on a date. Maybe I can forget about him if I go to sleep. It'll just be in your dreams. Alright, next chapter. The imprisoned fish? What? That was a weird music skip too. Okay. Oh, we got Yellow Chamberlain. We'll have to see what his problem is in the next episode, though. Okay, my throat is really starting to hurt. My throat's getting a little raw. I might be out of commission for the next few days. I'll try my best. Do what I can to soothe my throat. Alrighty. Oh yeah. Getting some more knowledge on treatment for haku. And Byakuya is also gaining a little bit more feelings towards Kuroba, although she's gonna be like staunch denial for a while probably. Well, at least we know early that she likes him. Yeah, but yeah, now we're in the denial phase. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.